So the next scenario is, so here you can see, if you go back to this input jetcast.org jetkdemo input. So there you have the checkbox. So let's automate this checkbox. So this checkbox has many checkboxes here. So can you see that if you click on this, it will go to checkbox page. It will go to checkbox page. This checkbox page has a lot of checkboxes. So the scenario what we are going to do, you want to check all the checkboxes. You need to select each and every checkbox. So the selected checkbox will come here. And finally, I need to get this text. How can you get this text? So this is the scenario we need to do that. So let's see that how to do that. But basically you observe this, and here this text is a constant and this text is changing. So the dynamic text you need to fetch. How can you fetch a dynamic text? How can you identify dynamic text first? How can you identify dynamic text? No idea. Okay, so we have to use Access XPath. So Access XPath, if you use first identify this text, based on this text, identify this dynamic text. So we have to use Access XPath, and this is the following XPath you need to write, and then whatever the text here coming, that will identify by Selenium. So that will do. Let me show you first. Yeah. So first test is done. Second test we need to write. I'll take this as this, and then second test is this one. So just change the method name, checkbox test. So select all checkboxes. Select all checkboxes, and this is the checkbox test. Test method checkbox test. Now click on checkbox link. You have to do click on checkbox link. So I'll go back and choose that this one checkbox, right click and get the link text. So this is the link text. You need to get it and use checkbox. Just change here checkbox. So even here also, just only change here checkbox, cap letter. That's the only change. Even title also similar. Okay, so this you don't need to change, and that's it. Now first you need to fetch all the checkboxes based on the locator. You see what locator is there. Okay, what locator is there, we'll analyze. So let's go to that first, that checkbox. Click on this, it will go to next checkbox right here. So you need to analyze each checkbox is going to have which common locator. See, input tag ID and name are dynamically changes here. So there is a type, there is a chances for a type. Second one, see, let's see which one is common here. Again, second one also type is common. Type is common. So I'll construct an XPath with a type type attribute. That attribute you use in the XPath and fetch all of them. So you need to use XPath here to fetch all the elements into collection based on XPath. Okay, I'm going to use here XPath. So let's write this. So // so input tag is there for every checkbox. So @ type equal to checkbox. So @ type equal to checkbox. Now this is the checkbox. checkbox list. So we got checkbox list and iterate that checkbox list. Collection is there means you need to iterate. That's the only option. So then you can get a better idea how to iterate with a for each loop or for loop, anything you can use. But my intention here is I need to click on this each. So my intention is I need to click each checkbox. So this println won't be there, right? So click method is not a return type method, it's a void method. So we give some time. I'll just give some time. Thread.sleep, 2 seconds I'm giving. 2 seconds is enough. So import this, add throws declaration. First, whenever you write a thread.sleep, you must add interrupted exception mandatorily with the throws keyword or surround with the try catch block. But I don't want to increase the length of the code. So I am adding throws declaration. Okay, I have done that. Next, what we need to do? So that all the for loop, it will click each and every element. So it will check all of them. Later, so I need to write one more condition here. If the element is not selected, then only you click. That's the logic I'm going to build up here. Dot is selected. See, all the Boolean commands we are using is not. I'll use a negation. If it is not selected, then you click it. Then you click it. Otherwise, leave. Otherwise, leave it. So that is the thing we have to do. Okay. So, and this is the is selected method. If it is not selected, then only you check that checkbox. If it is already checked, you should not touch that. Basically, we want to select all the checkboxes, right? So that is the reason. Now here, so we need to see after checking all the checkboxes, you need to fetch. See now empty. So I'll select one by one, right? Fetch all of them. So this text you need to fetch. What happened? Okay, it's a processing. It's a processing. So if you put ideal and it doesn't process anything, what are the action you do also? So let it process. Refresh and let me select and all this. So you'll get it order. Okay, so these are the one. And now see that what is the tag name, how you can write XPath for this. So this is a span tag. So and you have so much spaces are there here. So how can you avoid these spaces? Normalized space you can use, or contains text you can use. It's up to you which one you want to use. String text equal to driver dot find element. So by dot XPath. So write XPath double forward slash. You can put a star if you don't want to write a span tag, right? Contains of text function, comma, single quote, that text you give this. Close this, then this square bracket you close it. Square bracket you close it, then forward slash following is as the span tag is there. For that, span tag is there. Dot get the text. Dot get text. Get text, you need to see that. So you'll get all the text. Then print that. Print all the text. Checkbox text is plus txt. So that entire text I'm treating as a same. So that is the next test case. Okay, so now let's write one more test case. Continue writing all the test cases, then we'll go for the running the things. So next I want to do radio button test. So I need to click on this radio button. Let's copy this. This one only I'll take, or let's take this checkbox. So another test case I'm writing. Select radio buttons. So radio button test, I'm putting radio button test. So like this, basically we need to build up multiple test cases. That's our objective here. So then we can apply all the this at the test keywords. So that's the main intention. At the test keywords we can apply. So radio button, this is the radio button. Copy this, wherever radio button is there, checkbox is there, replace that. So you're clicking on this, and this is the radio button. Here you don't need to fetch. So here what you need to do, you have to select particular radio button. You have to select particular radio button. So that's what we are going to do here. But again, you're going to use, so the web element is, so almost similar to that thing. I'm going to select, you click on this, go to next page, and then I verified all this page title also. Then, so I'll select this performance radio button. But here ID and name dynamically changes. You should not use ID and name here. Then how can you identify this? So I'm going to identify first the label of this control. The radio button is a control. That control label performance. That performance I'll identify first. So with the text I'll identify that performance. Okay. So driver dot select performance radio button. Performance radio button. So driver dot find element. So by dot XPath you need to write the XPath. The XPath is, so double forward slash. I can use label tag. First I'm identifying text function. Let's use a text function. We haven't used practice time we used, but here all the formulas I'm just writing. So one more time I'm recollecting. So this next. So performance text before this radio button is there. And that too first radio button. Performance before many radio buttons are there. But which radio button? First radio button. So radio button is going to have which one? So before means preceding you have to use. Preceding is as input tag will be there for radio buttons. First input tag. Dot click it. So that's it. It will select. After selecting, see that you select. Now bottom side feature website documentation will be selected. So now feature value is coming as a performance. That's a feature. Okay. This value I want to fetch. Again here also same. This is a dynamic value, not only performance. You can select some other value also, and the value will change, keep changing here. Feature doesn't change. So first identify the feature. Same as checkboxes we did, right? Like that. So that's why I kept this line as it is. So contains text and following span tag. Span tag will be there. So get this feature text, and print the feature text. Selected. So radio button text. So and you're going to get it here. Same thing you repeat for next two more radio button. Next lines also you select that one more set. So the next which radio button I need to select. Now I'll write is select next radio button. I'll select forum. So I'll select forum radio button. So this radio button you select it. So on the forum label will be there. So label. So select forum. So radio button. Forum radio button. Right. Next. So here also it will change. This one is, it will change. This one will change. What is this? Website. So if you select a forum radio button, the value is coming website from website. So select website, text you identify. This is a lot of spaces are there. Make sure you use a contains or normalized space, or you take help from the this value. What is that? Website text. All right, website text, website text. So got it. So that value we got it. Select a radio button text, website text. Next one, select another one. Select. So which radio button next? I'll select developer guide, right? So let's do a developer guide. I'll select the developer guide. Select developer guide radio button. Next. So here you have to give developer guide. That's it. Next, this is the doc text. So documentation text. So you have to fetch this documentation will be filled. So select documentation. See that? Documentation. So first identify the documentation. Based on that, the next text you identify. So first you give documentation. Is a lot of spaces. So that text you get it. That is, you need to pass it here in the XPath. So all the spaces it will remove if you use contains text. That's a power of contains text, right? All three radio buttons we show. Selected and fetching the text. Selected, fetching the text. So this is the simple another text we are doing. So the last one is I'm going to do here is very important. And let's go back and we'll run all the test cases after one by one. This is the one, date and time picker. So I want to do date and time picker I want to do. So get this first we'll copy whatever the required part. So this required part I'll copy, and remaining I don't want, right? I don't want remaining things. I'll just use this. This is the tweet pop-up. Here pop-up is coming. Tweet pop-up. This is the tweet pop-up. This is a big test case. Tweet pop-up test. Tweet pop-up test. Let's close this method. Started here and ending here. Started executing tweet pop-up test. Tweet pop-up test. Okay. Now get this link text. Right. First in the input page, get this text. So I'm going to click on that link. This link. So just pass the link text. Even you can write a partial link text also. It's up to you which one you want. Then pass here that date and time picker text you pass it. Okay. So that is the one we're going to check this. Done. So I reached this page. Let's go to that page. Next page. Here, what is the thing we are going to do? So we should understand here. Okay, here it is. Can you see that tweet? Can you all see here a tweet?
Yes, sir.
So this tweet we need to click. If you click, you will get a pop-up. See that? You will get another window, another tab it is going to open to you. So here you need to switch to this tab and you need to type here. Something you need to type here in this edit box. And in this password edit box, it's up to you what you want to type here. Then close this tweet and come back to original window and clear this text and type whatever you want to type here. So to ensure that you came back to this original page or not. So that's a pop-up how to handle. And one more time, I'm going to show you frames. This tweet is available in the internal frames. Can you see that? Let me show you that. This tweet is available in the internal frame inside. Let's move up a little bit. See this is the one. Only the tweet is in the internal frame inside. So you know how to handle internal frames. How to handle internal frames? How to handle internal frames?
First identify the internal frame and switching to the.
Okay, good. Good. At least one person is telling out of 10 people. Okay. So I want to first identify this internal frame. Let's identify the internal frame first. So web element, so iframe element equal to driver dot find element, so by dot id, so id value. So you need to identify the internal frame. If iframe tag is there, first identify that web element, then switch to the iframe element. So how can you switch? Driver dot switch to method dot frame method of web element type is there. So pass that web element. So this is the 2 lines of code. And next, so I switch to that frame. Now I need to click on this tweet. So let's click on this tweet. So you can see there is a tweet text. So I'll click on this with the text. So click on tweet text. So driver dot find element, so by dot xpath, so write the xpath. So double forward slash star square bracket text function equal to tweet. So this is the, I identified the tweet. Now after that I can click on this. Once you click, you are getting, maybe you want some wait time, just give some wait time. So for this it will take some time, so I'll give 3 seconds. I'm asking to wait 3 seconds. Now I got a 2 windows. So what we need to do, fetch all window IDs. So how can you fetch all window IDs? What is the syntax?
Get window handles.
What is complete syntax?
Set collection.
Set collection.
String.
Collection.
String handles
Handles.
equal to driver
Dot
dot
get window
get
handles.
window handles. Get window handle. This is the first class node. So this method is first class. We explained this, and still people are not remembering. We cannot help. So this is the one handles method. So I'm doing handles method here. Next is, so I got all the window IDs here, parent and child window IDs. So first I'll iterate using iterator method. So collection you can iterate with iterator method, right? So you can do, or otherwise you can do, you convert this set into list collection, then based on the index you can get also. That is also another option. It's up to you which one you want. Okay, so I'm doing using iterator interface. Iterator it equal to handles dot iterator method. So do that. Yeah, I'm back. So I'll do typecasting for this. It's a string type. So iterator so import from java.util package, and now it is easy. Now first fetch the parent window ID. I don't know parent window ID. I need to get that. String PID equal to it dot next method. So this next method will fetch the first ID from this collection and stores here. And second, fetch the child window ID. String chid equal to it dot next method. So now you know the parent window, you know the child window. You know the parent window, you know the child window. So now which window you want to go? So let's move on to that. Switch to, how can I switch to the window?
Driver dot switch to
method
dot window of
window.
child window ID. Child window ID. So very simple. You know the both window IDs, Then you switch to which window you want to go. Now I want to go to child window, and that window ID I'm fetching here. So it will move to this window, and we can fetch this window elements, and you can do action. Maybe I'll type here. So identify this selectors hub. So what is the selectors hub is giving our this relative XPath is not giving properly relative XPath, because this is the input box, right? So it should give input tag must be there. See that the input tag is not there here. This is the input tag. So let's see which one we have here. This is not giving properly. Let's go to this. Sorry. Here you can use Chrome browser is perfectly it is going to give you. So don't practice in other places. If you want to take XPath also, XPath or CSS, Chrome browser is going to give nicely all these things. So this one, right click and see relative XPath also will give properly to you. See that password, which is also wrong. Or inspect first. So we'll find out. So why it is giving wrong. Yeah, you can see here name is there, name locator is there, and yeah, only name locator is there. I'll take this name locator and I can identify this with name. I can identify that with name. So after switching, so I'll just wait for some time. Red dot sleep. 1 second, I'm waiting. Then type the email in email edit box. So comments, please write the comments everywhere. Driver dot find element. That's a best habit, best practices. They will ask you what are the best practices you followed. So you can tell all these best practices. So commenting each and every line, reusability of the code. So this is the best practices you have to tell. That's it. I don't want to do extra here. Immediately I'll close my child window, close the, still you want to do more actions, you can do that. Once after switching to child window, you do whatever actions you want on the child window. So I just typed it, close the child window. So driver dot close. So then switch back to parent window. How can I switch back to parent window? Driver dot switch to method dot window method of parent window ID you need to pass. Then it will come. If still it is not working, there is one more option. Switch to dot default content also you can call. So like this one, I'll just calling here for your understanding purpose. Default content, you can call this method also. If this alone not working, you can call this. It will bring back the cursor to parent window. Okay, this also you can use this in the frames. Even you can use in the so Windows also. Okay, so I brought it. How do you know this cursor came back to parent window? So you do some action on the parent window, then you will come to know. So that action I'm doing here on this element. So what I'm going to do, this class is there. Based on the class, I will identify first that element. So identify the date picker edit box. So web element date edit box equal to driver dot find element. So by dot class name, you pass the class value. So first you identify the element so that it's easy for us. First you have to clear the content, whatever is there. Clear the content in edit box. How can you clear? Dot clear method, element dot clear method. So then type the value, type the date. So in the edit box. So date dot send keys. So I'm going to type my own date, whatever it is, today or tomorrow's date I'll enter 30/04/2021, right? So this is the date I have entered. So That's all. So what we want to do, right? And let's run this test case. So which order it is going to execute, just you can watch it. So the order of execution, you can just watch. Just right click, run as. See, I didn't give any priority here now. So the order of execution, you can observe that. If you don't give any order, so what will happen? You see that all the FAQs you practice on this program. All the FAQs, different FAQs are there, right? You practice. So what will happen? You see that. Run the test. Now checkbox is executed. First button, now checkbox. Now going back, now radio button is selecting. So radio button is selected. See that all the test cases are passed. So all the test cases are here. Radio button text, this it isn't fetch. That means, so why it is not fetching? We need to think about this. Select a radio button text, we are not fetching. So there is something lagging, or the text is not able to fetch, and we need to see why it is not fetching. So go to radio button test, and I'll just give, after selection, just give some, wait for this text. Maybe I can write wait dot until expected conditions dot visibility of element located. So visibility of element located by dot XPath, or you can see presence of also. It's up to you. Which one? You have to wait for the visibility of this element. So that we need to see that. Then you can do that. Or you can write one more wait also, presence of element located. Wait dot until expected conditions dot presence of element located. You wait for the presence of this, and by dot XPath, the XPath value. The XPath is, this is the one. And same you do for others. Right here we need to get here performance text, and we are not getting that. That's why I have written this too. Same sentences I can place for this also. Then we can see that. So the XPath, you change it. We have to wait for that. So without waiting, and see that's very fast, it won't fetch. By this command execution time, that text is not there. That's why it is not able to fetch that. Okay, now run back. So we'll see all the test cases, how it is executed. First button test is executed. It's very fast. So checkbox test, so done. Next radio button, it is going, but still not working. We have to see something. See, pop-up, say typed, and 30 is typed. Now you got that perfectly, you got it. So now you can see the performance ZK, and this one is performance. Something we have given wrong. So last one, I think this feature text, this text we didn't change. That's a problem here. The variable we didn't change. So whatever the variable you are using, that variable should come here. Top text. So why it is throwing error? What is the error? Cannot be resolved to a variable.
TXT, sir.
TXT, sir.
TXT, sir.
DOC TXT.
T is missing. Yeah. So that will be solved. Now let's understand the priority. I want to run first my tweet pop-up. How can I do that? So let's put priority equal to 1. Second, I want to run radio button test. So then priority equal to 2. Then if I give checkbox, I want to run third. So priority equal to 3. Button I want to run last. So priority equal to 4. So let's see this order it is running or not. So Even reports are available. You can see the reports. So you can open the reports and you can see them. Now first tweet radio button will tweet pop-up will execute first. So is the order you can set with the priority keyword. See, first date and type picker. See, typed and came back, and 30th it is typed. And then it is going to radio button. So whichever order you have given, that order it will execute. Right? That's how to set the order with the priority. So I have explained data provider keyword, description keyword, priority keyword. Now let's see, I want to skip some test cases. So one of the test case I don't want to run. Let me show you the reports first so that it will be easy for you. Every time refresh and you can see test output folder inside all these reports. First emailable report, I'll get this emailable report, I'll paste it in the browser. So this also. Next, index.html. This one, right? Index.html. So you can see the order, all this and chronological view you can see here. See, first tweet pop-up. First before class, before method, tweet pop-up, after method. Again before method, radio button, test, after method. Again before method, checkbox, after method. Again before method, test, after method. Finally after class. So this is the order of execution. So now one more you have here, a default suit under, you have a default test. So this also, if you want, you can copy paste all the reports. This is the one. You can see third report also. Now I want to skip one test case. Let me show you how to skip the test cases. I don't want to run one test case. Suppose this button test I don't want to run. So you set enabled equal to false. So then the button test is not going to execute. That's how to skip the test cases. Enabled equal to false, you need to set. See, in the @test, you can use multiple key value pairs. So just separate with comma each key value pair. See, date and time picker it started because priority, because we have given priority first for that. So it typed and come back, and radio button is executed, and next one is checkbox test. So done. So test cases are done. Now we can see, you just go here, 3 test cases only executed. Just refresh. So only 3 test cases. Before it was 4, right? Before it was 4. Now I'll just refresh. I don't need to copy every time my report. Every time I don't need to copy, right? See that? Only 3 test cases. Well, what are 3? Checkbox, radio button, tweet only. Button we skipped it. That's why it's not executing. Here also, see, only 3 test cases. Only 3. And ignored methods you go, that ignored test case he will show you. The test method name, button test is ignored. So this is the how you can ignore the test cases. Suppose my test case I want to skip, I want to make it a timeout. So timeout, I'll give here the checkbox. So timeout equal to 3 seconds I'm giving. So within 3 seconds, this test case should finish, right? So if it is not finishing, it will show failure. So let's run this, whether it is doing or not. Run the test case. So I'm covering all the keywords, @test keywords. So if it is not finishing, it will show failure. That test case will fail. And you can see the log message, what you are getting, right? So 4 methods, failures 1. So total 3 only, passes 2, failure 1. You just go here and refresh. See that? Failed 1. Why it is failing? Thread timeout exception. So didn't finish within the timeout 3 seconds. That's the reason it failed, right? So that the description message is coming here. So other methods, passed methods, select radio buttons, tweet pop-up, passed one it is showing. Same thing you can see here also. Just refresh. See, under failed it is showing. Passed 1, 2. Failed 1. Why it is failed? The exception you are seeing here very clearly. So this is the exception. You can read and you can find out which line it is failing also. So here same thing here also. See, failed one in red color. So it is easy to catch eyes. That's why they are failed one always in red color and passed one in green color. The last one I want to show, I want to run one test case multiple times. So this, for example, I want to run radio button thrice. Use invocation count equal to 3. I want to run this radio button test 3 times. So let's see that. That's invocation count. So I have covered many keywords here today. Priority, description, invocation count, enabled equal to false, timeout. We covered that. And tomorrow I'm going to cover depends on methods and always run equal to true and parameters annotation. So all this we are going to cover tomorrow. And groups also I'm going to cover them. First groups we'll see quickly, then we'll go for a depends on methods. Here radio button is repeating. Same it will repeat. Again before method it will go click on radio button test. So that will repeat thrice. That's invocation count means how many times you want to invoke same method. So this is the one you can use if you want to invoke one method multiple times. Okay, done. So 6 total, and you can refresh here and you can see the reports very clearly. See, radio button is executed thrice and a tweet pop-up, and this is the failure. So anyhow, the test case here fails because so we made that is a wrong time, right? I just want to show you that's a timeout. That's why we have given that. If you don't want, just give this. You can comment out that if you want to make it pass. So I'll comment out this and I can use this. Okay. So like this, you can do that also. If you don't want that, I'm just putting comments so that you can see, okay, timeout also we have used like this. So this is all about keywords. Few keywords we have seen today. Tomorrow we'll see rest of the keywords.